Hey everyone, welcome to another video, and this time it's the thing I've been excited for. Except for I was hoping I could find one pack instead of a battle pack. On the back it says, "Attention test subjects, my genius created the unstable contraption, but even on the heels of this triumph, I was not satisfied. The world requires a mechanism for sharing my glorious creation. To that end, I present the draft pack. This compact portable drafting device allows anyone to engage in unstable drafts whenever or wherever they occur. Test this device thoroughly. Instructions below." Welcome, players is marked out, so is volunteers. And it's changed to test subjects. Thank you for your commitment to the cause of science. Your courage is appreciated. Sacrifice will not be forgotten. That's a better one. This draft pack contains 3 unstable booster packs and is designed for 8-player drafts, or whatever else you want to do. Each player in the draft will need a draft pack or 3 booster packs. I like this bottom part. Do not bore me with this mindless drivel. So there you go. That's kind of adorable, in a way. So here we go. And for once, Walmart's not doing too much overpriced in my opinion. It was like $11.98, I think. Which booster packs kind of retail for $3.99, so almost $12. So, yay! Oh, there's something funny on the inside. Let's read it. So you want to assemble a contraption. Thank you for that, because that's the part I didn't understand out of this set. No problem. Follow these 4. Marked out to put that little equation. Easy steps, and you'll be slapping together devious devices in no time. I do like the cat in that equation, though. That's a good one. Contraptions start each game in a separate deck. The contraption deck. Don't mix your contraptions with the rest of your cards, because you're going to mess it up like I will. The contraption deck has 3 sprockets. Start the game with a crank counter on sprocket 3. I don't understand it. How do you assemble a contraption? Reveal the top card of your contraption deck, and then choose one of your sprockets. Your contraption enters the battlefield under that sprocket. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a contraption, move the crank counter to your next sprocket, and crank any number of contraptions on that sprocket, putting their triggered abilities onto the stack. Remember the sprocket order, 1, 2, 3, and then back to 1. In Limited, you can play as many contraptions as you have in your pool. How and when your contraptions are assembled may yield wildly varying results from game to game. Experiment with different combinations and sequences, and you're likely, certain, to obtain something interesting. Monumentally powerful! Da-da-da-da. Okay, it's kind of stupid, but I kind of like it at the same time. It has more character than most booster packs I open, so I tried. So here we go. The part you actually want to see. Cards. Part I actually want to see. Cards. But I don't know much about Unstable except for the other 2 unsets were hilarious. So there you go. Gotta do it. Common Iguana. It's a host creature lizard. It costs Mountain and 1, and it's when this creature enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card, and it's a 1/3. I remember Rock Lobster. It made scissor lizards where it can't attack. It's funny like that. Snickering Squirrel. Costs a swamp. Squirrel as black. Makes sense. I had a squirrel throw nuts at me at UTM. Okay. You may tap Snickering Squirrel to increase the result of a die any player rolled by 1, and it's a 1/1. And I do not know if any cards are worth any money or anything in the set, by the way, just so you know. So remember that when I'm not really excited about a card that you believe costs a lot of money. Next card is Box of Free Range Goblins. Kind of like that one. 2 Mountain and 4. Roll a 6-sided die. Create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to the result. So I could tap the squirrel if I roll a 6 and make it a 7. Because I like that idea. You know, make all of the goblins. But I think these are legal in Commander, technically. I mean, unless if you're doing, like, Standard Commander or something, I guess. Next card is Spell Suck. It costs 2 island and 2. counter target spell, then assemble a contraption. Contraption. Sorry. I will be able to speak English someday. I just love the joke sets the most, okay? I'm sorry, I read the flavor text. Next card, Joyride Sugar. It costs Forest and 3. And when it enters the battlefield, it assembles a contraption, and it's a 3/3. And what is the flavor text I found so funny? Chitty chitty bang 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 bang. Sorry, I just found that so funny. I don't know why. Leave me alone. Next card is Success. It costs a plains, and I'm looking at something terrifying. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's a host or has augment, it gains lifelink until end of turn. Look at this thing. It looks horrifying. Wizards, why you do this? You trying to give me nightmares? It might be working. Success for you! Next card is Crafty Octopus. It costs Island and 2. And it's a host creature. And when this creature enters the battlefield, this creature assembles a contraption. And it's a 1/3. The next one's a pun, and I love it. Gnome Made Engine. It costs 4, and when the creature enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token. I like that. That's kind of funny. I'm sorry, I'm confused by this next card. I don't. Okay, it's supposed to be like that. It's Ninja. It has no cost. You may activate Ninja's Augment ability anytime you cast an instant. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, blank. Augment, Swamp and 2. Reveal this card from your hand. Combine it with target host. Augment only as... Oh, never mind. +1/+0. See, that's why it weirded me out. I'm like, where's the rest of this? Oh, and that was our own first uncommon. I didn't even notice that because it was on the left, so I was so confused. So our next uncommon is Steam Flogger Temp. It costs Mountain and 1. Pay 6, tap, Steam Flogger Temp assembles a contraption, and it's a 2/1. I am liking these things already. It's fun. This is fun. Next card is Rumors of My Death. Costs Swamp and 2. Pay Swamp and 3. Exile a permanent you control with a League of Dastardly Doom watermark. I don't know what a Dastardly Doom watermark is, but I'll figure it out eventually. Return a permanent card with a League of Dastardly Doom watermark from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, it's that. It's the skull. I'm assuming that's what they mean. So that's cool. And a rare for this is The Big Idea. It costs 2 mountains and 4. And you can pay 2 mountains or swaps. They're the hybrids, either or. And 2, tap, roll a 6-sided die. Create a number of 1/1 red Brainiac creature tokens equal to the result. Tap 3 untapped Brainiacs you control. The next time you would roll a 6-sided die, instead roll 2 6-sided dice and use the total of those results. And it's a 4/4. And then next to the real reason anyone will really love this set. Look at that beautiful full art. Oh, yeah. I love full arts. Even the ones that have borders, unlike these. Just look at that borderless. It's art. It's art. Which, okay, technically they all are, but, We've got our contraptions coming up. And it's Sundering Fork. Whenever you crank Sundering Fork, destroy target artifact. I like these because of the borders. I mean, it's almost full art card, except for it has the lines. But that's really pretty. And that was an uncommon contraption. Cool. This one's common, though. Mandatory Friendship Shackles. Whenever you crank it, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Oh, hey, there's something on the back. Was there? Okay, it's the same thing. Start the game with a crank counter on Sprocket 3. Okay, it's just explaining the contraptions. And then we got our token, Gnome. It's the 1/1 token, and it's shiny. Are they all supposed to be shiny? And on the back is test number 342. Aesthetics. Color this image. Truth is not black and white. That's kind of cool. I'm not going to color it. I'm just going to let it chill out there. But that's kind of cool. I like that. Are all tokens full in this? I'm hoping so. Yes! Number 2. First one's go to jail. We're playing Monopoly now. And it costs planes, and when go to jail enters the battlefield, exile a target creature an opponent controls until go to jail leaves the battlefield. At the beginning of the upkeep of the exiled card's owner, that player rolls 2 6-sided dice. If he or she rolls doubles, sacrifice go to jail. We're playing Monopoly now, officially. Next card is Big Boa Constrictor. It costs Swamp and 3. It's a host creature snake, and when this creature enters the battlefield, roll a 6-sided die. Target opponent loses life equal to the result, and it's a 1/2. I like that. Don't know if I like the price, the cost for it, but I like it. Next is It That Gets Left Hanging. It costs Mountain and 5. And when It That Gets Left Hanging enters the battlefield, ask a person outside the game to high-five you. If he or she won't, It That Gets Left Hanging gains haste until end of turn. And it's a 5/4. Gotta love the funny things like that. Give me some skin. Oh my god. Except for they made it creepy. Next card is Wild Crocodile, and it's a host creature as well as the one we did earlier of Boa Constrictor. When this creature enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. And it's a 1/1. It looks so weird though. Because, you'd think if they were going to do experiments with host creatures, they'd make one half different. But, whatever. I don't know. Next one is, watch me mispronounce this because of the way it is, Chivalrous Chevalier. And I know I said that wrong already because I'm thinking Dragon Age in my head and they don't say it that way. Anyway, planes in 4. It has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Unless if you compliment an opponent. You are looking fine today, my dear sir or madam. And it is a 3/3. Nice hair. Nice bag. Nice something. I don't know. Next one is multi-headed. That's it. At the beginning of each instep, if you rolled a die this turn, augment Forest and 4. And it gets +4/+4 to wherever it's attached to, apparently. Which, okay, the augments make more sense with these cards, which I didn't know were in the set to begin with. So, Next one is Novelamental. Sorry, I had to retry that. Island in 1, and it has flying, and it can block only creatures with flying, and is a 2/1. I like books, so I like this card. The next one is No Made Engine again, but I still like that pun. That punny pun. Next is Border Guardian, which is our first uncommon. Costs 4, and whenever you cast a silver bordered spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Border Guardian. Whenever you cast a black bordered spell, Border Guardian can't be blocked this turn. You can't lose with those. Whenever you cast a white bordered spell, which I do have some of those cards, it's from older sets where the reprinted cards would have a white border. It gains double strike until end of turn and is a 1/1. That looks good, man. I like these cards, even if they're not standard or modern legal. Which, of course, that one, it wouldn't be good for it to be standard legal, at least. Next card is Side Quest. It costs planes, and target player in a silver bordered game you can see from your seat gains control of target creature you control until your next turn. At the beginning of your next upkeep, put +2 +1/+1 counters on that creature. That's a weird one. I like it. It's a weird one, though. I would like to get the Planeswalker. I want Urza's head. Thank you. I probably won't get it, but I still want it. Next card is Steel Squirrel. It costs 2. Whenever you roll a 5 or higher on a die, Steel Squirrel gets +X until end of turn, where X is the result. Pay 6 to roll a 6-sided die. Where does a mechanical squirrel hide its nuts? In a bolt hole. And it's a 1/1. Our next card is adorable and horrifying at the same time. It's the Hydradoodle. It costs 2 force and 2x. As Hydradoodle enters the battlefield, roll X 6-sided dice. Hydradoodle enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the total of those results. Reach, trample. It's a 0/0 otherwise. But, you know, you can't get a 0 on a 6-sided die. So you're good. That is still horrifying, though, at the same time. And then we got the beautiful, the magnificent Full Art Swamp. Dun dun dun. I do like the swamp. I love full arts, though, in general. So, next card is our contraption, and it is a rare. And it is Guest List. Whenever you crank Guest List, target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in its controller's graveyard. Dun dun dun. I like that. Especially if in Commander, you could end up really hurting them with that. Next one's a common contraption called Boomslinger. Whenever you crank Boomslinger, roll 2 6-sided dice. Boomslinger deals damage to target player equal to the difference between those results, which that squirrel from earlier could help you with that. And our token is Brainiac, and it's a 1/1. And then test 162 is on the end, and it's called Visualization. Reconstruct this image. The technology to rebuild him, finally within my grasp. Ha 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 ha. And it's a connect the dots. I think Wizards finally went insane. And I'm okay with that. When it comes to unstable, you can be, that does make sense. Unstable, insane. Usually that's what they mean by people being unstable. But I kind of wish the contraptions were extra cards. But at the same time, I understand because they're a main mechanic of unstable. So I understand them being part of the 15. We got Snickering Squirrel again. Which isn't surprising. It's common, Then we got Box of Free Range Goblins again. We've got Spell Suck again. But we got a new one. Stinging Scorpion costs Swamp and 4. It's a host creature, and when this creature enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn, and is a 3/2. Or I could be wrong and we've already seen it. Too bad I read it again if so. Because I can't remember if I'm remembering wrong or not. I know that made a lot of sense. Success! I do remember that one. I think we got Crafty Octopus already, but I'll read it again because I can't remember for sure. Short-term memory. Island and 2, and when this creature enters the battlefield, it assembles a contraption, and it's a 1/3. I feel like I read it, but I'm not sure, so here we go again. Then we got Ground Pounder, costs Forest and 1. You can pay Force and 3 to roll a 6-sided die. Ground Pounder gets +X until end of turn, where X is the result. Whenever you roll a 5 or higher on a die, Ground Pounder gains Trample until end of turn. That's nice, and it's a 2/2 otherwise. I like that. That's nice. I like it. See, look at that. Oh, I like that ability. Next is Mad Science Fair Project. It costs 3, and if you tap it, you can roll a 6-sided die. On a 3 or lower, target player adds colorless mana to his or her mana pool. Otherwise, that player adds 1 mana of any color he or she chooses to his or her mana pool. And that's the last of the commons. Now we're to the uncommons. The first one is Old Fashioned Vampire. It costs 2 swamps and 3. It has flying, and it gets +2/+2, and has death touch as long as it's dark outdoors. And it's a 3/3. I like that. Sucking hard or... Oh, I thought it said sucking, because vampires. Stalking hard or hardly stalking. Am I right? That's kind of creepy. Anyway. Next one is Druid of the Sacred Beaker. It costs 4 and 2, and it's a creature of Deer Bird Ape Druid. That's a new one. You can tap it to add 4 to your mana pool for each Crossbreed Labs watermark among permanents you control, and it is a 2/2. And our next card is Sneak Dispatcher. It costs Island and 1. You can pay Island and 2 and tap it. Look at the top card of a target player's library. If it has an Agents of Sneak watermark, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Otherwise, put it on the top or bottom of its owner's libraries, and it is a 2/1. Next card is our rare, and it is Modular Monstrosity, and it costs 7. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you have 5 seconds to choose a keyword you haven't chosen for a card named Modular Monstrosity today that's been printed on a creature card. If you do, Modular Monstrosity gains that ability. Otherwise, Modular Monstrosity loses all keyword abilities, and it's a 3/3. That's when you keep a list and just start going down them of the abilities. And then we've got the best part. A full art mountain. I'm kind of excited they've all been different lands, you know what I mean? Because they could have all been islands in theory. I'm glad they weren't. Next card is, well, it's a contraption and it's uncommon. Dog Snail Engine. That's interesting. Whenever you crank Dog Snail Engine, target player gains life equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. I love how it's target player. You could not heal yourself if you wanted to, but why would you do that? Who knows? And then we've got another contraption, Dictation Quillograph. Whenever you crank it, until end of turn, target creature gains. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. And our token is a 1/1 Goblin. And it's shiny. On the back it says, "Oh, I didn't see you there. I was just heading out to Friday Night Magic." My nearest Friday Night Magic location is an hour away, so I don't go too often, sadly. That's why I haven't been lately. It's so far away. So, there we go. There was the booster draft pack. I was about to call it a battle pack or something. I don't know. Some people want to know if it's worth it or not. I think it depends on what you want out of it. If you're wanting crazy cards to laugh at, it's good. If you can get people together to draft, it's even better. Or if you have enough money to buy one for everyone and then just say all the cards are yours. I don't know. But it's interesting. It's different from other sets. So if you're getting bored of the same old Magic, they've got you covered now with some Unstable. Hopefully they'll do one of these sets every few years, but probably not because they've only done... This is the third one in all the time Magic has existed. Unstable, Unhinged, and Unglued. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I might have made you a little bit more interested in Magic with the weird cards. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!